All right. Might need to turn a few things off. That's all right, though. All right. Pulling up Facebook. Are you home? Yeah.
I'm just grabbing some snacks.
Okay, cool. No worries.
If you want to come, you can. It's fun. There's comfy couches and a fire going and all sorts of stuff.
Okay, I'm just testing something out on Facebook right now, but then I will. I'll head over.
You don't have to if you don't end up wanting to, but if you do.
Okay, look on Facebook, though. I'm testing out the cameras and everything.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, I'm just testing out these cameras, y'all. This is what's important. Oh, nice. Thanks, Katrina. Thanks, baby. So this is the side profile view. Oh, you can see. Got something on there, but tell me if you guys can see this. If you're in the comments, tell me how it looks. This is kind of what's going to be happening with like the Facebook stuff, and the YouTube stuff. Really, like my YouTube videos. This is the side profile view because I think a lot of people like it when it kind of switches. I'm going to check that out too. How's the quality? How's the quality, guys? Switch back and forth. Who's on here? Who's on Facebook? Boom. Thinking maybe we can also. Okay. But yeah, I'm also doing a Q&A. If you guys got any questions, let me know. But it looks like got a few people watching. It's kind of boring right now, guys, because I'm just making sure. What's up, Dennis? Maybe that angle needs to be different, but I like the camera on it. We're working though. I'm also going to be doing a few things. I know you guys left me, but going to just be working on a few things. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I bit the side of my tongue or something, and it's kind of messing up my speech. It's kind of funky. It's kind of weird. So we'll see. New podcast out today. Kylie Smith. That was a really fun episode. Really fun episode to do with her. She's an indie maker. She does Harold. Hey, it's Harold, which is a habit tracker. That was a really fun episode. She also did Promptly, which helps you like write on Twitter. I love Twitter. By the way, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, you're missing out on some awesome stuff. I know my homie Jason's on there. He's doing some cool stuff. Jason and Zach are doing some cool. Shout out to Jason and Zach. They're doing some really cool stuff with Fierce Fighting right now. I think they have a fight coming up. So I'm kind of excited to watch them do that. Let them do their thing with that. A lot of cool stuff coming up in the new year for me as well. Got a new 9 to 5, so that'll be fun. Also got a few other things going. The YouTube channel's coming. That's what this is for. That's what to do some of these things are. So the YouTube channel is going to be a lot of fun to do and to watch. So that's this camera right here. I'm wondering though if that camera is a little too crazy for this setup. Also, guys, got the Rode NTG3 little shotgun microphone. So that's gonna be fun. You guys can check that out. Like I said, Rode shotgun mic. That's a big one. It's a big boy microphone. But anyway, that'll be fun to do for sure. The YouTube stuff's coming. NBA program starts January 10th. SUU. I'm a T-Bird now, officially a T-Bird. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be great, guys. So let me see something. Okay. But for real, if you guys are down, shoot some questions. I didn't really tell anybody that I was doing this. So if you just see this though, ask me something. Let me go find this on Facebook and share it around here. I appreciate all the love so far though. Appreciate it. Love it. See if anybody wants to do maybe let's see. Okay. I am going to what's up? So many cool things happening with a lot of the people that we're having on. By the way, guys, a lot of cool stuff coming to the podcast. We're gonna hear from a lot of really cool people. You guys have probably already seen a lot of the lives that are happening. I'm releasing Morgan tomorrow. Morgan McKell, love him. Great dude. If you guys need digital marketing, Facebook, stuff like that, websites, that's all Morgan. All Morgan. Let me in fact, I'm going to text my homie real quick. Let me text Jason. What are you doing, homie? But I'm really, really happy for all this. Let's see if I can't get Jason on here for a second. Hey, what are you doing, homie? This is New Year's Eve. Hey, you guys want to hear something crazy? New Year's Eve. Somebody on Twitch is telling me it sucks. That's cool. I'm okay. New Year's Eve. There's a lot of cool things going on with tonight and everything like that. But man, I can't remember where I got that. I got some hate, got some clowns. That's okay though. Hey, Jason, let's see if Jason will come on. He's doing fierce. All right, I'm testing out a setup. I'm gonna impromptu mini podcast to talk about the fierce fighting. The fierce fighting. So we'll see. Oh yeah, hey, it's all right though. People gonna hate. The setup is not the best though. I will tell you that. It's great though. I think it's great, but it's definitely not where it could be. But you know what, dude? We make do with what we got. You just start. I think that's the most important thing in life is you just have to start. If you never start, you never get anywhere. And there's going to be haters, but you just, you let it roll off your back. Hey, January coming though. Book Games NFT. Gary V's NFT is Book Games is coming out. Oh, Jason's gonna hop on here in just 5 minutes for sure, homie. For sure, bro. Excited. We're gonna do this, but yeah. NFT, Gary V NFT Book Games. So last it was probably a couple months ago. He did a contest with his new book, 12 and a half. And if you bought 12 of the books, you got a surprise airdrop. And at the time when we all were buying the books, like, I mean, he pre-sold. I mean, that's a marketing hack if you ever want to learn about that, because Gary V sent this thing out and he was like, hey, if you buy 12, pre-order 12 of my books, every 12 that you pre-order, you'll get an airdrop. We didn't really know it was going to be an NFT, but I was like, dude, I can't, if it is, I was like, I couldn't miss it. So hopped on, grabbed that. And it's been working, man. I'm excited to see what Book Games has. VeeFriends 2 is coming. I was late on VeeFriends 1, but never again, man. I gotta remember my password real quick while we wait for Jason. While we wait for Jason, I'm gonna set something up. But and I need to send him the thing. So okay, cool. Yeah, man, all good there. Still got it coming. Got it coming. I'm gonna send him this real quick. This angle's too close. It might be too close. I think I might have to switch it up on that. But anyway, Book Games is coming. Book Games NFT with Gary V. That's going to be a lot of fun. Link when you're yeah, man, I think Gary Vee is going to be cool. The MBA is coming. The 9 to 5, I'm starting a new job with Via. They're a small business kind of like messaging platform, so they help small businesses with all of their chat bots and other things like that. I'm going to learn more about that on Monday, but I'm kind of excited. I think it'll be a really good opportunity to see what happens. So it'll be good, man. It'll be good. We're just gonna see what happens with that. The NBA is really cool. That's at SU. That is going to be a 1 year accelerated program, kind of like a European program, which I think is fantastic, and it was really affordable. So shout out to SU for making education more affordable. Funny enough, I was just talking to somebody on my podcast the other day, Rajesh Sagi, who is trying to disrupt the education space. That's something I'm pretty passionate about. Disrupting the education space is something that I like I said, something's got to give. Education is wacky right now. It's totally wonky with how it works. So, anyway, well, you just heard about that big, huge, the NYU student who is she's selling her eggs to pay for her education because she couldn't afford it. And then when she got in, oh, okay, I'll shoot it to Jason. But she gets in, she goes through all of this stuff, like school, it's obviously super unaffordable. But what happens is she gets out and she can't get a job. So like everybody's going through all these scams that are like, you're paying so much for education that really isn't worth the paper it's written on, because if you can't go get a job, like, what are you going to do? Right. So, but I also think I just read in a NerdWallet article, or maybe it was some article that I think NYU was actually on the top of the list for schools that absolutely were just terrible. You know what I mean? Just not good. So just be careful. Like really do an ROI, cost benefit analysis on that for sure. So let me send this to Jason. Let's see if he won't hop in here for just a second. I won't keep him for very long. Stream yard. Jason and Zach actually turned me on to StreamYard. Because it's pretty awesome. I feel like an influencer right now, talking about just random shit, people watching. So, who's watching? I got somebody from Twitch. I got somebody from Facebook. I don't know. The guy who is this chocolate sweaty said my setup sucks and to turn it off and try again tomorrow. That's awesome. Somebody else from Twitch threw a clown emoji at me. Great. I love it. I want all of it. I want all the smoke, man. Because who cares? Just haters. People trolling on the internet. They'd never say that to your face. Oh, and by the way, if they did say it to my face, I'd probably just laugh like I am right now. Probably just laugh because it's great. I love all the hate. I do subscribe to the fact that bad news, or excuse me, all publicity is good publicity, depending on what it is. So maybe not all publicity is good publicity, but for sure, don't care about haters that much. Don't really care about haters that much. Because there's more people who love the show than hate the show. Way more people. What are you guys doing? Drop it in the chats. What are you guys doing for New Year's Eve, man? What are you guys doing for New Year's Eve? Everybody. Tell me what you're doing. I'm going to a buddy's house tonight. We're going to play games, and my kids don't stay up till midnight, though, bro. My kids don't stay up. They're crazy. Chris. Oh, wow. Chris, I haven't seen you in forever, man. Just working? Good for you. There's nothing wrong with working on New Year's. In fact, this is the first New Year's in 7 years that I'm not working. In fact, first time that I'm not working, which is crazy. I remember I used to be in the car business, and that's where, retail. So when everybody's not working, that's when you're working. You know what I mean? So good for you, though. Nothing wrong with working on New Year's Eve, man. Get that paper. Somebody told me on YouTube. So you got to explain that comment. Whoever's on YouTube, voh.fyi. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm still learning all this stuff. So if you're still watching on YouTube, expound on that comment, because I don't know what that means. But I'm excited. I'm glad there's people watching. I'm glad we're like rolling, because I think it really helps out when you get feedback, when you get good feedback. You know what I mean? So I'm glad there. Jason's going to be hopping on any minute. Last time we were him and I collaborated. I bought some tickets for the Steel Fist fights. Who knows? If there's still some tickets, we might do like a quick giveaway for some Fierce. I'll buy some tickets for the Fierce fight here in Utah. If you guys aren't doing anything there, they're killing it. Zach and Jason, whenever he hops on, but Zach and Jason have done tons for the local Utah MMA scene. They're just absolute crushing. Well, I mean, they're the Damage Plan MMA podcast. So if you haven't listened to that and you're local, you're on the West Coast, because they've done fighter spotlights from people, they've done it in California. They've done them. I think they've done them even in Nevada, maybe some Idaho fighter spotlights. So they're killing it. Oh, here's Jason. Oh, hold on, Jason. Dang. Man.
Yes, sir.
What's up, dude?
What up, dog? What up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. I'm just making
Oh.
sure I'm all. Yeah, it looks like I'm. So I'm battling a little bit of a cold here, man. I've the last week it just put me down, man. So my voice is a little messed
Really?
up, and I may have to mute the mic here a couple times to cough. But
Dude,
heck
mute
yeah,
the
man.
mic. I was so that this one is testing a new setup. I'm testing a new setup. I got like different camera angles and stuff.
Oh, dope.
So for like YouTube and stuff. So I was like, but I started doing this, and then I was like, hey, I wonder if somebody wants to like come on and just talk. I was like, call Jason because Fierce is coming up with. When is that Fierce fight?
So it's January 29th at the Maverick Center.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
And what are you guys doing with that?
So basically we're helping put the card together. We're helping promote. We're going to try to fill the place up at the Maverick Center, man. It's a great card.
Dope, man.
We got some Bellator. The main event features a Bellator vet and a UFC vet.
Wow. Who is it?
So it's Josh Wick.
Okay.
He's a Bellator vet coming up from Idaho. This is his first time fighting in the Fierce cage against Kane, and I don't want to bolster his last name, Kirazosa, Kane Kirazosa, who is a UFC vet as well. That's the main event.
Okay.
Wow. So it's a big fight. Both guys are on the UFC's radar right now. So it's
no kidding.
It's good. Yeah.
Wow, dude. I was before you jumped on, I was like, dude, you guys are killing it in the Utah scene for MMA. I mean, obviously. I've been listening since day one. You know that.
I know you have. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
But dude, that's insane. So who else is fighting? Any like amateur cards or
so this is mainly a pro. There's supposed to be 2 amateur cards that we're still working on, 2 amateur fights, but this is basically an all pro show.
Wow.
So it's all pros. We're bringing in some people from out of state. We're going to have some Utah guys here, some guys that we've had on the podcast before, Kent Mafaleo, who we saw fight on the last card, heavyweight, who's a freaking beast.
Yeah, he's a beast. We saw him fight at FitCon. Was that 2 years ago when we saw him fight at FitCon?
So
I didn't really count. Did any of those go on the record? Because how you fight an MMA in a kickboxing boxing?
Unfortunately, it did. I believe that was his last amateur fight. He might have taken one more, but he just had his first pro fight. I'm talking about Kent had his first pro fight on the last Fierce card. And let me just tell you, we had him on the podcast, and both Zach and I, after we got off, were like, something's changed with this guy, man. He had that killer instinct, like, hey, I'm going out and we're doing damage, and he did damage. So
yeah, he did. Kent's great, man.
We got another local stud coming on, Johan Rubio.
Wow.
He was actually on that Fierce card as well that we saw down was it Thanksgiving Point?
Okay. Oh yes.
Yeah, he was on there. If I believe he fought Zach's teammate on that card. He's just made his pro debut. He's 2-0, I believe, as a pro now. 9-0 as an amateur. The guy's just trains with Jeremy Horn. Yeah, it's
wow.
Card stacked.
I've been to that Jeremy Horn gym. I went for, they had like an open mat one time, and I was like, I saw. So who was the guy he's a commentator now? But I think he fought in the UFC. Dude, you know who I'm talking
for where?
About. He was at Jeremy Horn's gym when I went there a Saturday. But he used to fight, maybe he fought in the UFC, maybe he fought in like one.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, dude. I don't know his name.
I'm not sure.
But he was big. But I remember him. He was a commentator for Bellator, I think. Because he was talking about a big. So it was that fight that, I mean, I heard you guys talk about it on your podcast. There was some big controversy of like the guy tapping. He was on a Bellator card, and he was I can't remember, but anyway, he was like, I was there commentating, and I was like, holy crap! I'm sure you guys know this guy.
Speaking of commentary, we have Chris Curtis coming up to commentate with Zach and I on the Fierce card. So Chris Curtis, if you've been watching the UFC, just made a huge splash with 2 huge upsets. So he's going to be joining the commentary team, joining Zach and I.
Wow, how did you?
For the commentary.
Dude, how do you do that? How do you get these guys?
Well, we're just connections. You know, we've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so we've made the connections, and
you guys have been going hard for 2 years.
We've always said we've started this and we'll continue to do this for the fighters. So we wanted to give the fighters a platform. We don't ask for anything. We just,
Yeah.
hey, here's a platform, and it's building, and we've made these connections, and hopefully we can just keep providing for Utah.
dude, I know.
I'm stoked. Yeah.
So, bro, there's so much crap going on, and not crap, but like there's so much going on in January. Like everybody's trying to. I mean, so Fierce is going. There's a new. There's a Utah verse going in the hip hop scene, which is funny.
Oh, are they? They're doing a Utah versus.
Yeah.
With Utah hip hop guys.
I don't know if it's a versus, but it's like a big. So they did post COVID. There was the first live show in Utah at the complex, and it was hosted by a few people. But it was all. What was cool about that concert was the complex. It was their first like in-person concert event, and instead of bringing in like big names and like really trying to, go over the top, they brought in all local people, all local artists, hip hop artists, and they threw. And by the way, the numbers didn't lag at all. They threw that first concert with all Utah hip hop and crushed it. So they're doing it again, and I think they're gonna kill it.
I have a funny story about Utah hip hop. When I was in high school, I moved from Kearns to Taylorsville, and the kid that lived around the corner from me. Okay, I'm little. I'm like 130 pounds in high school, right? This kid was smaller than me, ponytail, like just didn't look like into hip hop at all. And he's like, "Hey man, I'm rapping tonight at this club, blah blah blah," and I'm just like, "What?" Like, whatever, So we end up going to this club. We're teenagers. We go to this club, and he gets on the mic and starts flowing. And I'm telling you, I don't know whatever happened to this kid, but this kid could flow in high school, and just so unassuming, just slick back hair and ponytail, just kind of a skater looking kid.
Yeah,
I don't even remember. I don't even remember his name. No, I don't remember his name. No, I just remember that story. It's always stuck with me.
Yeah. Well, so what's kind of cool about your guys' podcast, and so like the fighter scene, the hip hop scene, like Utah has this crazy, like there are some like extremely talented people in Utah in the fight scene, in the hip hop scene, and there's a few other scenes that I'm like, holy crap, you got like world renowned people who live in Utah, but for some reason, like we're still not on the map. I mean? Like Utah's coming. I feel like the fighting game is coming, like the hip hop thing is coming, but it's just so frustrating. I got some people, like some fighters, some hip hop guys that aren't on the map. I'm like, this is crazy.
Dude, we talk about it on the podcast all the time. The MMA scene just in general is, you see it now. Like look at the UFC all over ESPN. Right. It's on network television now. It's just a matter of time before and you see it now with the local fights here. Yeah. 10 years ago, you and I could just take off our shirts and fight in our jeans and just go at it. And it's, hey, the crowd. Right. Now, if we tried to do that and get in there with no training, we're getting smashed, because we're going against kids like Cole Faust, who's been training since he was 5 years old and just is a freaking killer at 20 years old.
He's an animal. Yeah, he's an animal. And
he's not the only one. And he's not the only one like that.
Right. Because you got some really stellar gym. So Jeremy Horn's gym, one hit.
One hit. Sierra MMA, where I just started training at. Hey, Jason got into jiu-jitsu finally.
Dude, I've been slacking on.
I got called out on my BS, man.
Oh, did well, I mean,
you did.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I just I needed a new challenge, So
sure. But I thought you were doing kickboxing. Muay Thai.
I was doing a little bit of that, but I was only able to go once or twice a week because of the scheduling, and it was about a 30-minute drive for me. And then I started doing the fight camp over at Phoenix PI, which is like a conditioning camp. Hector and his wife Lauren run it. It's like a 5-day-a-week conditioning, basically. It conditions fighters for the fight. Every exercise, every movement, recovery, everything is focused on what you do inside the cage. So I'd like, you know what, I'm going to take a back seat from lifting, and I'm going to change my training a little bit. Well, I did that for about 6 months, and then Sierra opened up their gym right next door. And then I get a lot of crap because I wasn't going. I trained with all the guys in Phoenix, but I wasn't training at Sierra. And they're like, yeah, you're too comfortable over there. And I'm like, damn, maybe I am a little too comfortable over there. So yeah,
So you
I've
go.
been getting, yeah. So I
You
started the jujitsu journey. Yep. Yep.
like
I've got
do
the
they
itch now.
train? Do they do gi or whatever they do? What
They
do they
do
do over
both.
there?
Yep. So they do,
Gi and no
it's
gi.
an MMA gym. So there's gi, no
Okay.
gi,
Oh yeah. Okay.
wrestling classes. There's Muay Thai classes. So I
Oh,
try to
that's
do
cool. So
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to
I
say
was
they
going
do.
to say, so I do an MMA class. I try to do a Muay Thai class one day, and then the next day I'll try to hit a no gi class. I haven't jumped into the gi classes yet. I've just been going back. That's a lot for me. Because I'm usually working out in the mornings at the Phoenix, and then I go at night. So I'm working out twice a day, and I'm not a 20-year-old kid anymore.
Dude, that yeah, and I mean, and gi is hard, like because I have like a big wrestling background, and so the first time we went in there, it was no gi, and I was like, okay, and learning, but then with gi, like the rules change, like you can grab people's gis, and I'm like, that's cheating, but it's not.
My wife's actually been going to the gi classes, and she loves it.
Yeah. It's gi is fun. Like now that if you figure out like the rules, if you know the rules of the gi, then it's fine. Then you can be like, okay, can't let this guy grab me or whatever, but it's fun.
Challenging, man. Challenging.
It's it's kind of crazy, but that's cool. So the Fierce card is coming up in like a month. How many tickets do you guys have left?
I haven't checked. We just started pumping them out within the last 2 weeks.
Oh wow, okay.
I believe the seating is going to seat 3,500, if I'm not mistaken, and
holy crap,
I may be missing on it. So we're hoping to. I mean, tickets are starting at only $23. So if you've never been to an MMA show and seen and experienced it, because I promise you, it's something you'll enjoy.
Yeah,
and it's at the Maverick Center. It's a great atmosphere.
Dude, the Maverick Center is fun. The Maverick Center is fun to be at.
We're going to try to get out in the community a little bit more and try to just one thing that I think I've noticed with the MMA community is people are always going to support, like, if Dalton's going to fight this weekend, I'm going to come watch Dalton fight. Right. But what about me that's sitting on my couch that, hey, I love watching the UFC, but I might not know that there's local fights going on. And there is. We have a great fight scene. We have obviously the Steel Fist Fight Promotions, which is great. And now we have Fierce Fighting, consistently putting on shows. We have two great promotions.
Where is Fierce out of? Is Fierce based in Utah or?
Yeah, he's based in Utah. Cody's out of Price. But there's going to be shows at the Maverick Center all year. I think there's 5 shows scheduled this year at the Maverick Center. We'll have some other stuff coming up. We'll announce later. But there'll be some other stuff. So there'll be plenty of shows this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and for the people, like that's what I want to do actually. So last time for the Steel Fist, because dude, it's always so crazy. Like my life just got like even crazier coming into the new year. So I don't get to go to the fights as much as I like, but I love to help people like when they go. We did the giveaway for the Steel Fist ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Let's do another giveaway. If you got 2 more tickets, dude.
Let's do another. We got it. We're giving away 2 tickets. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, I'll give them away too.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Because I thought it was cool. I met Zach. Like Zach, we had talked about this for the Steel Fist, and then I was like, "Hey, Zach, who won?" And he told me that there was a kid who won who normally wouldn't have been able to go, but because he had those tickets, he was able to go. And that for me, I don't know this person personally, but the story is cool. Like you give somebody tickets and they get the itch, and then that's how they someone changes their life. They get a free ticket to an MMA fight and they see it.
The fans are out there. The people are out there. We just have to get out in the communities and let people know that, hey, Utah's got a pretty damn good MMA scene here. And like we touched on earlier, we have gyms from freaking southern Utah to northern Utah stacked with savages.
Dude, really though. And it's bananas, man.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people out there. Well, cool, dude. I don't want to take your whole Saturday. I appreciate you coming to help me test this little thing, this
Yeah, of
little
course, man.
setup. But yeah, hold on. Give me just 1 second. I'm
that's
gonna
okay.
turn it off. This minute.